Okay. So Megan Thee Stallion did her interview with Gayle King.
I don't remember everything they said to me, but I remember them asking me and what happened to you, and I didn't want them to kill any of us or shoot any of us. So I just said I stepped on glass because I didn't.
Why did you say that? Why didn't you say he shot me?
I didn't. For some reason, I was just trying to protect all of us because I didn't want them to kill us. Like, even though this person just did this to me, my first reaction still was to try to save us. Like, I didn't want to see anybody die. So I just said, I stepped on glass. So when I see people trying to use that against me, like trying to act like I'm lying, oh, she stepped on glass, she never got shot. I'm the one who said I stepped on glass. I was lying to protect all of us. And sometimes I wish I really would have never said that.
You wish you would have just told the truth.
I wish I would have told the truth, but if it saved all of us from dying, then that's just probably what it was meant to be. I remember.
Okay. So I'm not going to play all of it, but I did watch the interview 12 minutes and I have, I have my views and we're going to talk about it. Okay. So this is what she said happened. She said she was ready to go. Everybody else wasn't ready to go. She said she never put her hands on anyone. She never even raised her voice. Kelsey and Tori were in the back seat arguing. Meg got out the car. Everybody was like, Meg, get back in the car. Meg, get back in the car. Meg gets back in the car. Okay? The arguing gets worse. Meg says, fuck this. I'm getting out again. She gets out. She's walking away. Tori then I guess opened the door and gun over, you know what I'm saying? Like if she jumped out the car and he gun over, he opens the door, gun over the window, and she says, all I hear is dance, bitch. And he shot at me a few times. And she didn't feel it at first because of the adrenaline. So she really didn't know what she was feeling, but she looks down and she sees that she's bleeding. Somebody else called the police, which we know. That's why the helicopters and all of that, because you were in a white neighborhood. They were coming from Kylie Jenner's house. They showed footage like I have showed y'all on my channel. Look, various times since this started, I have shown y'all the pictures of Meg's feet. You can look it up online. They showed it during the interview. They showed her limping, with her hands up when the police came. She did lie and say that she stepped on glass because she was scared. Anybody that was looking at her feet can see she did not step on glass. The idea that her lying about that means that she's lying about more shit, I feel like is is just ridiculous. It's nonsensical. We live in a society where Black women are trained and socialized to protect Black men, even when those Black men harm us. We see it all the time. We see it over and over and over again. So my whole thing is, if Meg got shot because I saw the hole in her foot, I saw her limping. Okay. We saw the bullet fragments. The same night that all of this happened, Meg said and posted most of the shit that she said in this interview. The dance bitch dance part. Okay. All of that. Now, the only thing that I'm confused about is whether you were fucking him or not. Because I think you were probably fucking him. I think that's the only part of this situation that she may not be being honest about. But I also feel like it's of no consequence, because whether she was fucking him or not, does that tell me, if she said, yes, I was fucking him, does that now mean that he should have been able to shoot her? Like, what? That's of no consequence. And then on top of that, the text messages come out. Okay, CBS News obtained text messages that Kelsey sent to Meg's security guard saying, help, Tori shot Meg. Then on top of that, that same night, Tori texts Meg apologizing. She said he offered her $1 million instead of just helping her. Everything she said sounds like somebody that was high and drunk, that was having a temper tantrum because he's a little nigga that wants to control the moment. She's walking away. He's upset. And y'all know how niggas be, okay? They feel like they got sunned by a woman. Now they want to humble her or scare her in order to make themselves feel stronger. And like I said, drunk, high out of their mind. shooting at her feet dance bitch told y'all he probably didn't intend to actually shoot her, but being high and drunk, thinking shooting at her feet, thinking he would miss like an idiot. Okay, not thinking that a bullet could bounce off the cement and go into her foot, or a shot directly went into the side of her foot. That's another thing. The placement is on her Achilles heel, on the side, back side of her foot. Backside of her. So that means that she wasn't even facing a motherfucker when they shot at her. Right? So one thing that came out was the gunpowder evidence was inconclusive, but there was gunshot residue on Kelsey. I would like to remind everybody that you can be standing close to someone and get gunpowder residue on you. If Kelsey was standing close to him and he shot at her, then she would also have gunpowder on her. But if Tory Lanez is the star who has millions of dollars behind him, we might find a way for evidence to kind of become inconclusive, and we don't really know, because the evidence was inconclusive. I would like to remind everybody. They did not say that he didn't have any connection to the gun. They said it was inconclusive. His own lawyer said it was inconclusive. That was the word that was used. So I want everybody to stop acting like that gun residue shit meant something, because it really, really doesn't. She also said that the gun was hot. Okay? I'm just saying. Saying that night they found no GSR on him. Like I said, inconclusive. Another thing. So explain to me how he would not have any on him. If Kelsey shot the gun and she was standing close to him, she would still have something he would still have something on him. So the fact that he had nothing on him, like you say, to me means that something was cleaned up. It means that something was cleaned up. And I don't have to see who shot me, because once the motherfucker shoot me, I can turn around and see who's holding the gun. For everybody that's making that argument, you sound stupid. What was he gonna just hurry up and hand Kelsey the gun, or what? Because at the end of the day, like, if I turn around and somebody shoot at me and I'm like, what the fuck? And I turn and I look, I can still see who's holding the gun. I can still see who's holding the gun. And at the end of the day, Meg did not shoot her fucking self, because there was no gunpowder residue on her as well. But everybody's so willing to make her out to be some woman lying about a man so she can hurt this man. That's what y'all are saying. And Kelsey, they're saying Kelsey doesn't want to speak. Nobody argues a text message. Oh no, nobody argues that Kelsey texted the security and said, help, Tory shot Meg. We're going to ignore that. But we're going to act like we have not seen 11 episodes of SVU, CSI, Law and Order, Criminal Intent, where people try to get rid of gunpowder residue, or when people have enough money to pay for evidence to become inconclusive or disappear upon arrival to the police station. Come on now. Come on now. I'm just saying, y'all. Like Meg said, tell me what happened then. Tell me what happened then. I want to know what happened, because ultimately the result was Megan having a hole in her fucking foot, getting shot in both of her feet, as the doctor said. There's medical records all over the place, but people are still arguing about it. Then y'all was like, she didn't cry. Y'all don't know how editing works. Y'all don't know how editing works. Because there was a moment and I was like, is she not crying? Let me pay attention. You know what I noticed? There was a moment when the camera was behind her and she went to wipe her tears, and she pulled the tissue away so she can do the fold. The tissue was wet. So that tells me that when the camera is on her, every time she got all teary-eyed, they would cut to Gayle so that she would clean herself up and not look a mess on camera. Because her eyes were watery. She sounded like she had been crying. Everybody wanted to say she was faking. I noticed the shot over her shoulder where the tissue absolutely went up to her eye and then came down, and it was wet. Because you can see the tissue crinkled in the spots where it was darker. I do want to know who does her makeup, though, because it was exceptionally done. The makeup was exceptionally done. You couldn't see anything. Okay, that makeup stayed glued on, child. Okay, that must have been an airbrush. Thank you, Jay Jersey. LA is legendary corrupt. I mean, everybody like celebrities can pay for whatever they want, and y'all act like y'all don't know that, and ultimately somebody that's the victim isn't going to think that they have to go and pay for evidence to make sure it's seen. Okay, people keep saying she changed her story. She did not change her story. The only thing she changed was I stepped on glass, which we know that once she was taken to the hospital, that was going to be easily disputed based off the fucking hole on the side of her foot. Like, there's a literal hole that they had to sew. Like, it looks like a hole. Like, it's not a cut. It's like the skin is peeled back. I'm not going to pull it up again, but you can go and Google it. It's on Google. I have pulled it up before for everybody so that they can actually see it, because they want to argue if the girl actually got shot. And her nose had liquid when she was sniffing because the tears running her nose. But they want to act like she wasn't. At the end of the day, y'all will find any right. You can. This is what I was thinking. You can wipe away gun. This is what I was thinking, and I was also thinking that they probably had enough time, considering the fact that she was hiding in the driveway for a little while before the police got there, as she said. She said, he shot me. I was like hiding in somebody's driveway. But when the police started coming, I think she got scared and thought, let me hop back in a car because I feel exposed. Yeah, that nigga shot me. But ultimately, the police are going to pull up with guns and shoot everybody. George Floyd had just happened. We're going to act like we don't understand that mindset? Are we really going to act like we don't get that? And somebody said they think that Tory may have paid Kelsey off to stay quiet. Somebody else said she may have been sanctioned by the, whoever the prosecutor is. I don't know. But all I know is Megan is the one that's the victim, and y'all are still trying to make her out to be a liar, and y'all are trying to make her out to be a perpetrator, even down to saying that why is it that she can speak but Tory can't? Because she is not the one who shot somebody. She is the victim. The victim can say whatever they want to say because they are what? The victim. And that's something y'all have a hard time understanding when it's a Black woman. When it's a Black woman that's a victim, even other Black women, even other Black people want to be in my fucking comments, in the comments on the Shade Room, all over the internet trying to argue about a woman who got shot. What in the entire fuck is going on with everybody where a hole is in her foot and y'all still want to argue about it? Something is wrong with y'all. Not y'all, but something is wrong with y'all. Something is wrong with y'all. Get that shit together. People forget that Scandal was based on a real person. Hello. And I've seen way too many episodes of that shit for me not to be able to pretty much understand that whenever corporations, music people, industry people, or industry, the music industry as a whole, a record label puts millions of dollars behind artists, how they want to protect their investment. So him going to jail for shooting another major artist is probably not in anybody's best interest. Thank you, Damien. Child, not gun residue can wipe off with hand sanitizer. I had no idea. The driver probably cleaned the gun. He hasn't said a damn thing. And he probably paid him too. That was his security. The driver, the dude who was driving, that was Tory's security. Thank you for the super chat, boo. But I am tired. I am tired of seeing an overwhelming, amount of people who do not think, or they allow whatever their prejudices, whatever their feelings, their hatred towards Black women, their hatred towards Black women who are in control of their sexuality, y'all let the hate that y'all have for those women dictate what you are seeing. Because all I see is a woman that had a hole in her foot and an angry little nigga that's been making songs, doing lives, and never not one time actually opening his mouth to say these words: I did not shoot her. Never said that. I want somebody to send me the evidence when Tory actually vocalized, I did not shoot Meg. Never did he say that. He talked around it. He insinuated that that's not what happened, but never once did he actually vocally say, I did not shoot her. In any of the lives that he did thereafter, and any of the posts, in the full album where he sprayed their relationship, everybody sitting up there talking about he didn't even get a chance to say his side. The nigga did an album. The nigga did a whole album talking about Meg. There was songs where he was talking about Meg. He did a lot of lives. Matter of fact, I feel like at one point, Tory was going live so much that either they snatched his shit or he had to stop going on live for a long time. Like it had to stop at some point because he kept getting on the internet to say shit. So I think it's so funny to me. That's another thing. If Kelsey had done it, they would have said Kelsey did it. If Kelsey did it, they would have said Kelsey is the most she's the person that doesn't matter in this equation. Okay, nobody's putting millions of dollars behind Kelsey. If Kelsey shot Meg, then Tory and Meg's people would have forced them to put that story out if that was the correct story, because nobody is putting millions of dollars behind Kelsey. Millions of dollars are being put behind Meg. Millions of dollars is being put behind Tory. It doesn't even make sense for if Kelsey did it for her to have been protected in this situation. She is disposable. Thank you. Thank you. And so is the security guard. So if the blame wasn't put on the two disposable people and the only other person is the one that was shot, what the fuck y'all think going on here? Talk to me. Let me know. Bondi, Tory and Kelsey were taken into jail immediately. When could he have cleaned up? They were not taken into jail immediately. The police were called in that neighborhood and they were sitting in that car with Meg bleeding into the driveway across the street. The police pulled up very quickly because it's a white neighborhood. But as someone said in the comments, he could have easily wiped his hands off. And I would like to remind y'all again, they said it was inconclusive. Kelsey was the first one to say she did not shoot Meg before it actually gained traction. A lot of the songs are based on theories a lot of the other people made, which made them feel empowered toward his side of the story. Start blocking the sisters doing that. Disgusting. Then you have other abusers like Joe Budden defending Tory. Oh my God. Tory have a lot of insecurities to deal with. Yeah, like that big bobble ass size head of his with that hairline that's running away from his face. They would have sunk Kelsey if they could have. That Smurf don't care. Great points. Talk about it. Thank you. I will. Even if he is convicted, they're still going to call her a liar. Why isn't he deported yet? Because he's making somebody money over here. Many folks' inclination is to protect Black men first and only. We've been trained to believe that Black men are the most violated and at risk, so many don't care if the Black men are actual victimizers. I'm not going to argue with a Tory or the Bussy stand. Y'all crazy as fuck. Hand sanitizer is in the car 9 times out of 10. I was just about to say that. Somebody already said that hand sanitizer cleaned that gun. Everybody has hand sanitizer in the car, especially then. So get the gun out your head. Get the gun out your head. Because ultimately, that evidence could have been tampered with in a number of ways. And in the time frame that they had, let's not forget, Meg, how long did it take Meg to slowly walk her ass back towards that car? Like, I'm just saying, y'all, it probably took her a minute to get from the car to the driveway she was hiding in when the police showed up. It probably was like maybe 3 minutes, but that's enough time to put hand sanitizer on. Thank you, Wendy. It makes no sense if Kelsey is the shooter. How the hell she knew where the gun was? No one is keeping a gun out in the open. Thank you, Wendy, for your super chat, girl, and your good point. Danielle, thank you for the super chat. I think Tory got a gag order against him from the judge. Tory was telling too much stuff. I believe Meg's story. He was, and he was violating that shit with him hopping on stage with the baby and all of that. That shit was mad abusive to me. Men like Tory definitely hate women, starting with his mama. Okay. I also feel like he played on Meg's emotions when it came to the situation with her, their moms passing away. But I really do believe that Kelsey got beef with Meg because they probably were fucking with Daystar in some sexual way, both of them, and maybe one didn't know and the other one knew. Whatever the situation was, it probably was some fugazi shit with that. That does not mean that somebody deserves to get shot. All eyewitness accounts will be challenged at trial. The victim's account will be dissected, as well as anyone else who gave eyewitness statement. Eyewitness accounts aren't as credible as we think. I mean, the eyewitness account that I heard said that they was beating up on Meg. If she didn't tell them right away about the shooting, they did not check for residue right away, hence him cleaning away the residue. Because she said she stepped on glass. But obviously that's not the case. We need to cancel Kelsey and take her woman hard card because bitch, what? No, we don't. No, we don't. Because you don't know what the situation is with Kelsey. Like, we don't know. Kelsey really hasn't said much. And something makes me feel like everybody feels like they have their reasons, and it's just a fucked up situation. But I'm only gonna blame the person that brandished the gun and shot Megan. For me, that's the only person that I'm interested in seeing put in jail, or at least have some type of consequences for shooting this woman. And honestly, the online shit has been the worst part of it. If it was able to be done and then we didn't have to talk about it until trial, but the way y'all have bullied Meg online, the things that artists and interviewers and Joe Budden and all of the men and all of that have said on social media, y'all have made this much worse. And I feel like y'all have re-victimized that girl. Child, sometimes you wish that you was able to help the people because you see them, you know what I'm saying? Call me Meg, girl, come down here. Don't nobody trip out here. Come out here. You know what I'm saying? Come chill. Nah, Bonnie, don't forget Kelsey wrote a diss track against Meg and started supporting comments against her. She sure did. I just mean I'm not willing to blame her. That's all. Joe Budden caped for her. Did he? Because somebody in the comments just said that he was talking against her. And I remember him pointing out how he felt like she wasn't that much of a star. You know what I mean? She's not a star because she hasn't sold any records. Like, okay. If they were beating her, how did they beat her from inside the car? How the hell? Exactly. That's why I'm like, I'm not believing none of that shit that, eyewitness accounts and all of that. I personally feel like at the end of the day, it looked like what she said it looked like to me. The Atlantic Creole, thank you for the super chat. I'm going to keep it a G. A lot of millennial and Zoomer BM grew up fatherless and blamed their mothers for their part-time papa's involvement in their lives. That's why they have no empathy for Black women. It seems that way. And I wish they would blame their daddies for being subpar, for not wanting to handle responsibility. I feel like regardless of what me and my friend go through, I would be there for her, especially if she got shot. Yeah, unless it's over some dick and hoes is male identified. Meg needs a good support system. Everyone is worried about the wrong thing. She got shot. Whether or not they're having sex doesn't matter. Whether she wanted to go home doesn't matter. She got shot. Someone did it. Period. Bondi, check neighborhood talk. Vivica said something. All right. Hold up. Little bit go run. Let's see, because we've talked about all the things I want to talk about. So I guess we can just go ahead.
Think that some of her people should advise her until this is settled, and then you can tell your side. That's when you talk.
I agree. I think during a pending trial, a case that's in progress, it is going to take to kind of show your cards. But I also kind of feel for her because she's getting dragged like she's the one that shot somebody. They treat her like she's on trial. She's on trial, not her.
But that is just public opinion.
Yeah.
Until the facts are stated and they come out, she should have kept everything that she possibly can in her file cabinet, that if he committed a crime against her, that they can prosecute him to the fullest extent of the law. Now lawyers can take things and twist and turns, because I've already seen a couple of things, people are like, well, that wasn't a story. We heard it first, and this, that, and the third. So, I just wish she had a little bit more patience. You can definitely tell that the young lady, but I really think that her people should advise her until this is settled, and then you can tell your side. That's when you talk.
I agree. I think during a pending, a trial, a case that's in progress, it is a mistake to kind of show your cards. But I also kind of feel for her because she's been getting dragged like she's the one that shot somebody. They treat her like she's on trial. She's not. He's on trial, not her.
But that is just public opinion.
Yeah.
Which, until the facts are stated and they come out, she should have kept everything that she possibly can in her file cabinet, that if he committed a crime against her, that they can prosecute him to the fullest extent of the law. Now lawyers can take things and twist and turns, because I've already seen a couple of things, people are like, well, that wasn't the story. We heard it first, and this, that, and the third. So, I just wish she had a little bit more patience. You can definitely tell that the young lady, but I really...
I forget to mute the mic, y'all. Y'all don't have to beat me up with the echo. It's so bad, okay? I got it. Thank you so much. Kavan, thank you for the super chat. To all the people supporting Tori, how would you feel if this happened to the women in your lives that you love, your mother, sister, daughter? Shaking my head. Child, they don't care about those women. They don't care about those women. That's why they don't care, because they either don't have that or they don't care about those women either. Thank you, Essence of Shay, for becoming a member. I appreciate it. So moving on. Here's my thing, and I thought about this as well, and I honestly, I don't think there's anything wrong with Vivica saying that, because I feel like that is what a lot of people feel, is that Meg should have waited until after the trial, or let the trial speak for her. The only thing about that is that a lot of these cases are held in the court of public opinion. This case has been held in a court of public opinion. People have been bashing Meg for the past 2 years behind this. And I feel like she has stayed quiet for a very, very long time, right? But I feel like the narrative that she lied has been able to circulate anyway, right? The narrative that she lied about it, something isn't right, all of the things that people are saying, that shit has been circulated many times. So I almost sat back and I thought about it, and I was like, if I was her lawyers and I felt like these are the facts of the story, and I know that this case is going to be held not only in court, but in the court of public opinion, then I'm going to start setting my client up to express herself in a way that will endear the public to her. Now, what the lawyers may not be, seeing is that at this time, no matter what it is, if you are a Black woman and you are saying and doing things that, Black men don't agree with, and male identified women, don't want to, they're going to find a way to make you out to be the bad guy. So even in her telling her story after all of this time, even if it's before the trial, she still waited quite a long time to talk. And I feel like this interview was done in preparation for the trial, because the shit is still being talked about and held in the court of public opinion. And during the time when Tory was talking and running his fucking mouth before the judge instructed him to shut what they call the fuck up, Meg was quiet during that time. I also feel like if the facts are the facts, it doesn't matter how it's said. The facts are the facts. So when she said, it would have been best for her not, for her to hold all her cards to the vest. Yes, that's if we had a trick card somewhere. But the point of the matter is, I got shot, he shot me. There is no trick card. There's nothing to hold to the vest, because that's what the fuck happened. That's the story. That's what happened. There is no way to flip that eventually and use anything that she said in the interview. I am pretty sure that interview was strategically planned. The questions, the answers, everything was strategically planned to endear her to the public in preparation for a trial that has already started in the court of public opinion with the way people talk and treat Meg. It has been very obvious. There have not been a lot of people that have continued to vocalize support for her, but there are people that have continued to talk bad about her and bash her and say that she's lying about something and she must have done something if he did shoot her. And, where's the evidence that she got shot and all of this shit? All of that has continued to happen. And I know, because I've been doing commentary whenever something comes out, and the comments are always the same. It's always the same. And I believe that Meg did this because the trial is about to start. So it's supposed to garner public support for her in anticipation for a trial that seemingly already has public support on Tory's behalf from all of the pick-me's, the male-identified women, and all of the toxic men that want to believe that little bitty Tory is them and he's being taken advantage of in a situation. So I thought about it because I also felt like maybe this wasn't the right time, but ultimately this interview was done in anticipation for the trial. That's why it was done. So even though I appreciate what Aunt Viv is saying, I mean, child, Aunt Viv, child, it is Aunt Viv. Even though I appreciate what Aunt Vivica is saying here, I still feel like there was nothing wrong with her doing this interview. I wish she would have chose a different person. And I wish she would have chose a different person because y'all don't like Gayle either. Y'all don't like Gayle either. Gayle asks questions, y'all lose y'all fucking mind. Like y'all act like Gayle did something to somebody the way y'all don't like Gayle. But I often notice that people seem to not like Black women who don't placate or coddle Black men. Any woman that's in the industry and y'all mad at Gayle still because she asked about Kobe's legacy. And I'm still looking at y'all like I wish y'all get over it. Thank you, VMTV fan. 50 Cent said he's not buying it. I'm not surprised. Like, does 50 Cent ever show support for any woman? Can y'all tell me when 50 Cent has ever showed support for anybody? 50 Cent said, now that I don't believe, she has to think about her answer. About the sex. Yeah. But I already said that she seemed like she was lying about the sex. But I also felt like that doesn't matter. Like, that doesn't fucking matter. Like, that's of no consequence. That's of no consequence. It doesn't even matter. Like, who cares if they were fucking or not? He shot her. Are we supposed to feel like, oh, they was fucking, so I guess she deserved to get shot? No, I don't feel like that. Y'all are insane. He shot her. It does not matter. It does not matter if they were fucking. It does not matter. That is of no consequence. That is a tidbit that does not matter. And anybody that would bring that up is childish as fuck. Childish. It's childish. 50 Cent is childish. Egomaniacal, male-centered, male-worshiping, dick-riding, weird-ass nigga, always in the comments, so much money, also so much time. Thank you, April, for the super chat. I think that we're not thinking about the jurors. The jurors will be from where the crime took place, which I can assure you will be made up of people who do not read the Shade Room, but who do know Gayle. Come on now. That's a good point. That is a good point. Okay. I appreciate y'all in the comments. Me since when? Who not a pick me? Oh, somebody said Megan was a pick me. Yeah, no. I don't know where y'all got that from. I would need actual evidence of that. And y'all, another thing is I feel like a lot of people didn't like Meg because y'all didn't like the way she was moving in the industry. And I also felt like, so what? Like, sorry, so what? Everybody moves fugazi in the industry. Point the Black lady out for doing what's best for her career instead of playing sides and favorites and all of that bullshit. Go to hell. That's not a big enough reason for me to dislike somebody. Get yourself put in that situation and tell me how you move. Okay, like tell me what you gonna do, because for me, I'm gonna always do what's in the best interest of myself. So if y'all hoes beefing and I want to do a song with everybody, then I guess I'm gonna be cool with you until we not cool, but I want my song. The fuck out of here. This is business. We ain't friends. This ain't high school. You know what I'm saying? This is a business. I don't know what y'all be expecting from people, but y'all was big mad at Meg before all of this shit went down because she did a song with Nicki, and then she went and did a song with Cardi, and then she did a song with the City Girl. I was like, that's what she was supposed to do. The fuck is y'all talking about? She was supposed to make music with all of those people. I don't give a fuck what they got personally going on. You was supposed to get on tracks with every single one of them hoes. All of them. Okay? I'm still waiting on the Doja Cat one. Okay?